Hey folks, about 5:25, October 12th, Saturday, 68 degrees. So, where are we here? MrAreUDizzy. MrAreUDizzy. Anton, I think your name is. You have some questions about testing. I guess what happened is your starter gear stripped a little bit, threw a couple of teeth into the oil, and your magneto picked it up, your flywheel picked it up, and chewed up your stator. That's kind of what I got from the note you sent me. So you have something that looks like this, right? That's your flywheel, your magneto, and what looks like is, see how this is damaged here? Right, I think you guys could see that. This damage here, I think that's what you're suffering from, MrAreUDizzy. And if you pulled the stator out already, I don't know if you pulled it out or not. This is kind of what it looks like. It's all chewed up, right? I personally don't care for the oil, to have my stator submerged in oil and then stuff gets in the oil and sticks to the magnet of the flywheel and then comes whipping about and eats your stator for lunch. Homie don't like that, but that's kind of why. As a matter of fact, there's a couple of 200S's near me, engines and frames with rear ends, some wiring. Guy wants $150 for the pair. He says the motors are locked up. If I sold parts on eBay, what I would do is I'd pick the two of them up, pull the heads off of them, sell those on eBay, pull the rear ends off of them, sell them on eBay, and I'll make more than enough money. But you know, I just am not into that. Anyway, back to you, Anton. What you have would be, these don't matter. The little ones don't matter on this stator. I'm assuming yours probably looks a lot like this. These two big ones here, that guy and that guy, see how they're different than the others? That's where your spark comes from. And I'm just looking to see, where does the wire go? I'm trying to figure out the color of the wire. This is ground. I'm just trying to figure out which wire. You got to test between ground and these guys to see if you have continuity. That one goes to your pickup. So it's actually this black, I'm pretty sure it's this black wire. Yeah, it's this. What you want to do is check between this wire, this black and red, and ground, and you can put your ground right up against the case and see if you have any continuity. If you have continuity, if I remember for this guy, I think it had to be between 1 and 200 ohms. If you have more than a couple of hundred ohms, or if you have just about a short circuit, anywhere less than 50, you probably have the same problem this guy has. It's destroyed. See how, I don't know how well this will pick up, but one-handed man, right? I don't know if you can kind of see in there that there's, I don't know what the better focal distance is. Obviously I'm not doing it here. I don't know if you guys could actually see in that crevice. There's copper exposed, and if it's not there, she got hit pretty hard on that side too. And That guy looks okay. If I had to guess, right here is where the damage was that killed it. Yeah, it almost bet on it. This one is basically shorted. I'm getting like 29 ohms, and once again, I believe it should be between 1 and 200, the major part of 100 anyway. These guys, I don't know about your bike. These guys here in the United States go for between 100 and 150 bucks. Once again, I on eBay, I'm not quite sure what you get tapped for out there. So when you take it apart, if it looks like, you know, this, it's not a good sign. Though once again, the only two that really count are these two guys on this coil, the big ones. And once again, you want to look between this guy, this black and red, and I'm pretty sure for Hondas it's pretty universal that it's black and red, and ground, and you should be seeing somewhere between 1 and 200 ohms. And you can find that value if you take a few minutes to look. There's quite a few. What is it? ATV form, something like that. Has some pretty good information on it. I'm discovering as I fool around with these ignition systems, the numbers from a decade point of view are all pretty much the same. Like a stator, you expect it to be between 1 and 200. Typically, if it's down around 10 ohms, you're screwed. If it's up over 1,000 ohms, you're screwed. You really expect it in the 1 to 200 range. So that gives you an idea what to do with that. When I put this guy together, I went through the trouble of getting a new flywheel that had no damage inside. I guess you can use the old flywheel, but when they're damaged, they're not exactly balanced anymore. But I mean, it's not like these engines wing up to 10,000 RPM. They are 4-strokes. And should you not replace it, you decide not to replace it, I probably would, you know, try not to wing it up to, what are these things good for, 5,500, 6,500 RPM. I'd probably keep it down a little bit. I wouldn't scream it up too much. That's just me trying to be a little careful. If possible, you really should replace the flywheel and stator. The other thing I would do is I would make sure I flushed the hell out of it. If there's one tooth that got loose and got in there and caused you trouble, you got to hope that you don't replace all those parts and have a second tooth get loose and get in there and get you in a whole bunch of trouble. When you put it together, I would probably fire it up, let it idle, not gunning, boom, none of that stuff. Just let it idle. Then I'd probably take the side cover apart again and make sure that nothing else stuck to the flywheel and is going to get in there. For these guys, for these Honda 3-wheelers and 4-wheelers, the 250, they use two different flywheel magneto combos. You have the earlier version, 85, and the first half of 86. Then the second half of 86 and 87. And then when you went to the 4-wheelers, 87 forward, they kind of used a different magneto flywheel combination, and they don't like each other. So you kind of have to get one of them's an ND, and the other one, I'm not sure if it was Hitachi or not. But you got to kind of get the parts to match for these guys. I don't, you know, I think if you look up 91. I think yours was a 91 TRX200D. You're gonna have to put the right part in it. You know, I don't know how much Honda was swapping around things as you got a little later. I know they used this engine, that engine, like for a long time, a few different parts, but the engine's the same. You can bolt the head and everything else bolts right up. Even the side cover, You can have the wrong stator in it and it'll bolt up, it'll slide right on. But if you have the newer stator with the older flywheel, it's too tight a fit and the flywheel won't turn. It'll slip in there, it'll scratch it, you know, squeak its way in there. It's only a couple of thousandths too big, but the stator is too big and the flywheel doesn't turn round and round. And then once again, then you're stuck. Oh crap, I just popped for a new stator, now I got to pop for the right flywheel, and this is going to be painful and expensive. I once again don't like the oil submerged flywheels, but almost everything that charges a battery has an oil submerged flywheel, unless you have an external alternator of some sort. It seems that most of the stuff that Honda makes that has oil submerged flywheels and stators, they're all battery chargers. Anyway, I hope that helps. If a piece of metal tooth got in there and once again wiped out or hit your stator, chances are it got your stator, got your flywheel, and in US dollars you're probably looking at $300 worth of repairs for parts. And then if it depends whether or not you do it yourself. I hope this asks your questions. If not, feel free to ask more. I'll do my best to answer them. By the way, I shot the first video for this on that Nikon that you'll see in the last the last pictures. It shot a beautiful video, excellent video. I mean, you know, you can see everything. You can see, you know, a gnat walking across my thumb, but there's no sound. So I got to see if there's something I'm doing wrong, if I didn't set it up right to shoot sound, or what my problem is. I mean, it appears to be a nice camera. It appears to be functional. The other problem with it is it seems to use a lot of memory to shoot a video, which means it's going to be 100 years to upload to YouTube. So I'm glad I only spent 25 bucks on it, because it might be another boat anchor. Alright folks, live, love, and have a great time. Thanks for watching, subscribing, commenting. Got some ugly clouds coming in here. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. Catching up with some college buddies tomorrow. Might climb a mountain or something, so maybe I'll bring a camera along and take a picture of the view. So anyway, till we catch up, guys, take care, and remember, tires down, handlebars up. Thanks for watching.